called out for, oh gosh, what am I even doing? This guy's cheating. Hey everyone, PinkMew here, and welcome back to another episode of Hypixel Skywars. So I've been thinking, I was like, wait a minute. Last time I talked about school was in November, I think, and then just recently something pretty crazy happened. So I'm like, you know what? Might as well just talk about that in a Skywars video. So that's what. PinkMew was peeled by PinkMew. That's great. So at my school, we have these things called Chromebooks, and if you don't know what Chromebooks are, basically they're kind of like mini laptops, and each student has their own Chromebook that they can bring home and bring to school every day and just use them. Well, basically they only give it to us so we use them for educational purposes, but the thing is, they're giving them to middle schoolers and high schoolers, and we're all teenagers. Like, you can't give a computer to everyone in this age range and expect them to only use it for educational purposes. That's just stupid. That's like putting a 500-pound obese man in front of a buffet and with all the desserts in the world and saying they can only eat tofu. Do you think they're only gonna eat tofu? No, they're gonna eat desserts. That's like, that's just logic. That's like, you can't expect teenagers to only use their own personal laptop for educational purposes. It's just not going to turn out. So, and because the district owns these Chromebooks, they basically have free will to block any website they want on it. So the problem with that is when they block websites, they sometimes block websites teachers need. There's at least been one instance every 2 weeks where a teacher's gone, okay class, go to this one website to do a worksheet, and then the class goes there and the website's blocked. So then the teacher has to go through the whole process of getting the website unblocked, and it's just really tedious, and it never ends well. So there's a thing called the Chrome Web Store, where basically you can download extensions, which could be like games and ad block, basically things to enhance Google Chrome. But what some of these extensions do is they'll open basically a game or something in a new browser. So instead of opening Google Chrome, it doesn't like, oh, well, I won the game. So instead of opening this game in Google Chrome where all the websites are blocked, it opens it in a different browser. But what's different about that is that on this browser, no websites are blocked. And this really isn't anything new. People have been using this extension to get on blocked websites for years now. I remember in 7th grade I was first introduced to it, and I used it as well. Just like, basically, if I were to give an estimate, I'd say at least 30% of freshmen use extensions. Of the freshmen at my school use these extensions because it's really well known. Like, it's really nothing secret. Kids will go around just saying, hey, just download this extension, you can get on this website. And although people have used it to get on websites they wouldn't be able to otherwise, some people have used it for educational reasons. Like, for example, I personally used it to get on websites that have helped me do homework, study for quizzes and tests, stuff like that. It's not just games at all. Unfortunately, just yesterday, as I'm recording this on Friday, my school has kind of begun to start cracking down on people using these extensions, and it's not good. So yesterday, I'm just there sitting in my Spanish class, just minding my own business. We're about to take a test, and I'm just sitting there kind of waiting for us to finish our review, and basically one of the main heads of, well, not really the Chromebook Center, but one of the people who looks over all the Chromebooks, he came in, basically, and this is a big guy, might I say. He's, oh, that was pretty fast. So basically, he comes in, he has a list of names on his phone. He goes to my Spanish teacher, he goes, do you have this person? She just turns and goes, yeah, I do. And then they just turn and look at this one girl. And this isn't like a troublemaker. This is like one of the most innocent people you could probably have in the entire classroom. So he goes, give me your Chromebook. She goes, takes her Chromebook, and as expected, she had one of those extensions because the list, from what I know, had a list of people who they suspected or knew had them. So he goes, takes a Chromebook, comes back 30 seconds later, and what do you know? She had the extension. So if this man wasn't intimidating enough with his body, I think I'll try to find a picture of someone who looks a bit like him. I'll put it on screen here. But if it wasn't intimidating enough, I think he might be a little crazy. especially considering what he was talking about, because when he went and found that, he was like, yeah, a lot of kids have these extensions, but maybe if we were to execute one of them in front of all the other students, people would stop downloading these extensions. Everyone's like, geez, like, don't kill people over a Chrome extension, that's a bit much. So everyone's basically there freaking out, especially me, considering I had one of these extensions installed on the Chromebook. So I don't know how I wasn't picked before this girl was, because I actually have 3 of the extensions that do this, except 2 of them didn't work and I didn't delete them. So, what? Oh, that was Inkex. Hi. So I could have very easily been the person who got called out for, oh gosh, what am I even doing? This guy's cheating. This guy's really cheating. Oh, man. So as he checks this girl's Chromebook and finds the extension on it, he goes, you know, he's like, yeah, well, come Monday, if we find anyone who has these extensions on their Chromebook, they'll get written up. So you just see everyone, or not everyone, but like half the class just slowly pull out their Chromebooks, just slowly open it. And then there's me, including me, so I'm just slowly pulling it out, open it, and then delete, 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 delete. I'm just spamming my Chromebook, getting rid of all these extensions, some of which I didn't even know I had in my Chromebook in the first place, because I didn't even remember putting them on there. It's just like delete, 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 get rid of all these extensions. So I'm pretty sure I'm safe now. If I'm not uploading next week, you'll know why. But so I'm pretty sure I'm safe with all this stuff now. But still, you could just see half the class just go. So if that wasn't all enough with that guy walking into the room later that day, oh well, it's that lag spike. But later that day, right before the last hour, where we're all going to an assembly, we just hear an announcement made over the intercom, and I kid you not, this was literally sounded like if the Hunger Games was in school. It was so, it just like immediately upon hearing it, I just thought, this is like the Hunger Games. this is the end of all humanity, because it goes over the intercom and it's just some lady who's part of the staff, and she goes, attention all students, come Monday, if any of you are caught with these extensions and are on the list of people who have them, there will be extreme consequences. Everyone just stares at each other with a look of, what? Do you have these extensions on your Chromebook? Is this just gonna be the end of all of us? But yeah, I kind of see why people, I understand why the school overall is trying to get rid of people who have, or that sounded wrong. I understand why the school is trying to get rid of these extensions on Chromebooks, but at the same time, I think they should lighten up on the way they're blocking things. I don't know, I think it's just kind of crazy how extreme they're taking this situation now, especially now, because these extensions have been a thing for at least 3 years now. And to be honest, it's probably been a longer time, because I've only been in this area for 3 years. So I don't know how long exactly it's been, but it has definitely been a long time. That was another episode of Skywars, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. I was in a party with some people in this video. Their links will be in the description, even though they weren't really involved. But yeah, so all their links, again, will be in the description, and that's going to be all for today's video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!